Chapter 21.
It was me. Me, as I would be in the future. I knew you were coming, the future Rachel said. After all, I was you. Once I stood right where you stand now, and looked just like you look now, and saw myself as I am today. She sounded perfectly calm, but her eyes flickered quickly to Axe, then back to me. Visser 3 shook his head in amusement.
If only I had known from the start that you were humans. For so long I believed you were Andalites, until at last we caught you.
I felt strangely calm. I mean, considering what was happening. I was face to face with Visser 3, who was now Visser 1. I was face to face with my own future. You're a controller, I said to the older me. Of course, she said. She smiled. A cruel smile, not at all like me. We won. You all led us on a nice chase, but in the end, we won. This planet is Yeerk territory. The human race has achieved its destiny as hosts for the Yeerk race.
If you know so much, how did we come to be here? In the future, Marco asked.
An Elemist has brought you here,
Visser 3 said.
In your own time, you face a choice. The Elemist has brought you 6 humans. You 5 humans and 1 Andalite. Here, to show you a future. To show you the future. Soon he will return you to your own time.
What choice did we make? I asked. The older Rachel smiled her cruel smile. The right one, obviously. Everything has worked out perfectly. Yeah? Jake said defiantly. Maybe not. The Elemist brought us here to help us make a choice. So what if we go back to our own time and decide to accept the Elemist's offer? Then Rachel won't be around to be turned into a controller. She'll be with the rest of us on whatever planet the Elemist takes us to. I watched closely for any reaction by my older self. Nothing. Not a flicker. And yet, there was something. She was trying to hide something. You know what we decided, but still, here you are, I said. So either you're here to change what I decided, except, no, then it might change all of this. Or else you're here because your being here is what caused me to decide whatever I decided.
Confusing, isn't it?
Visser 3 sneered.
I don't know how the Elemists keep it all straight.
Let's leave, Cassie said suddenly. I don't like this place, and I don't like these 2 creatures. But Cassie, I'm your best friend, my older self said mockingly. No, you're not. Maybe Rachel is still alive in there somewhere, but what you are is a Yeerk. Cassie started to turn away. As she did, she tripped. She fell against me. Suddenly, the older Rachel was there. She grabbed me and held my arm steady so I didn't fall. But to Axe, it must have looked like she was lunging at me. His tail whipped forward in the blink of an eye. Axe's quivering blade was pressed against the older Rachel's throat. Her eyes went wide with fear. She shot a glance at Visser 3, and to my amazement, Visser 3 seemed frozen. He was confused. His main eyes narrowed. He looked from Axe to the older Rachel to me. Suddenly, I knew. This wasn't in the script, was it? I asked him. This wasn't supposed to happen. Something has changed. It's Axe, isn't it? You said 6 humans before. That's what you expected to find. That's what Rachel told you would happen. But the future has changed, hasn't it? Something is different. Visser 3 glared at me, and now he dropped the pretense of politeness.
Do you know what I did when I finally caught you and your little band of Animorphs? Do you know what I did? I gave each of you to a trusted lieutenant, and once you belonged to us, Once you were mine, I killed your bird friend here, and we roasted his body.
Visser 3 leaned close to me.
He was tough and stringy, but we added a sauce you humans have. Barbecue, I believe it's called. And then your friend Tobias was delicious. You had a leg, as I recall. You ate it and laughed.
I really wanted to morph right then. I really wanted to become the grizzly and tear Visser 3 a few new holes. But there were hundreds of controllers around, and while I was morphing, I would be vulnerable. Axe still had his tail blade pressed against the older Rachel's throat.
He can't hurt us,
Axe said.
He can't do a thing to us. If he does, he would change history. He doesn't know how that would work out.
Good point, Axe, Jake said. He met my gaze. He had a dangerous, angry look in his eyes. He can't hurt us. But the reverse, well... Excellent point, I agreed. I focused my mind on the grizzly bear. So, Visser 3, you killed my friend Tobias and roasted him over a fire. I was beginning to change. So was Jake.
I have 100 Hork-Bajir I can call,
Visser 3 said.
So call them,
Marco said.
Maybe one of them will get careless with a Drakenbeam and kill one of us. How do you suppose that will change the past? Hard to tell, isn't it?
Claws had sprouted from my fingers. Coarse brown fur was covering my body. I could feel the surge of power as I became more bear than human. Visser, the older Rachel said tersely. What do we do?
We?
Visser 3 said.
We do nothing. I retreat.
Visser 3 began backing away, but I wasn't about to let him go. I had him. After all the pain he had caused, I had him. After all the damage he had done, he was now powerless. I did not wait until the last of my human features was submerged. I was bear enough. I charged. Bears are very large and look sort of clumsy, but they can be very fast. Now, you filth, let's see who eats who. I barreled toward him. He turned to run, but he had turned too late. I hit him. 800 pounds of fast-moving bear hit Visser 3 in the flank and brought him down hard. I drew back one huge claw and swung it with all my might. My hand slapped the trunk of a tree. My human hand. Ow! I was human again. I was in the woods behind Cassie's farm. The others were all there as well. Tobias, once again a hawk, perched in a branch overhead. No! I'm sick of this! I yelled. I slammed the tree again in sheer frustration. I'm sick of this! I had him! Cassie came over and put her arm around my shoulders. It doesn't matter. That's a Visser 3 who doesn't exist yet. I'm so sick of this, I said again, a little more softly. What's the point? What's the point in anything? We know the future now. We know what happens if we decide to stay and fight. I felt lost. The last ounce of energy just seeped away from me. It was too much. Too many things to deal with. And what was the point? What did it even matter what I did? I flopped down onto the grass and pine needle-covered ground and rested my head in my hands. I was done. Done trying to make sense of a world where I could be jerked back and forth like a puppet. The 6 of us just lay there on the floor of pine needles for a while, staring, thinking, letting it all sink in. It was over. The war was done, and we had lost.
It could all still be an Elemist trick,
Axe said half-heartedly. No, I said flatly. You know it's not a trick, Axe. At least not the way you mean. If the Elemist wanted to force us to do something, he has more than enough power. We need to think this through, Jake said wearily. I shrugged. You think it through. I'm tired of thinking. I was just about to vote when the Elemist dragged us off for his little show and tell. I was about to be good old Rachel and vote no. I was going to be tough one more time. But I'm changing my vote. I'm not going to end up as a controller. That's not going to happen. Not to me. If that means I'm running away, too bad. I change my vote. You know what? At that moment of surrender, I felt good. I wish I could say I didn't, but I felt a wave of relief wash over me. No more hard decisions. No more danger. No more having to be brave.
That makes it Cassie, Rachel, and me in favor, Marco said. 3-2, unless Axe is voting.
I follow Prince Jake,
Axe said.
Maybe,
Tobias began.
Maybe if some of the human race survives on some other planet, maybe it will be like when they brought wolves back to live in the national forest. I mean, maybe someday we can return and take Earth back.
Are you changing your vote, Tobias? Jake asked him.
Jake, you know I would never run from a fight.
We all just sat there, staring at nothing. We were going to do it. We were going to abandon the fight. We all knew it. Jake hung his head. Elemist, he said softly to the air.
We have decided.
The answer is yes. The Elemist had said we would be transported immediately, once we decided. I expected my next breath to be drawn on some distant planet. But nothing happened. Nothing at all.